Data centers back on the agenda for Virginia Beach council members. Tonight, we're learning more about why they are considering a way to prevent centers from being built after the planning committee informed the council of a gray area in the city's code. Brittany Miller joins us in the studio tonight with those details. Brittany.
Yeah, Dana, one council member says the city needs to be proactive in changing the language of the city's code, because if they aren't, they may run into a data center setting up shop in Virginia Beach, and they have no legal authority to stop it.
We do not have the land. We don't have the resources to support it.
Virginia Beach City Council members are considering a ban on data centers.
So this is something where the council is united. I think a number of our residents are united, and I'm right there with them.
District 10 Councilwoman Jennifer Rouse says, according to the Virginia Beach Planning Commission, there's a gray area in the city's zoning ordinances that could allow for the centers.
And so what we asked our city attorney to do is to draft language to send back to the Planning Commission that more clearly spells out what kinds of developments are appropriate.
What won't be considered appropriate are large-scale data centers and what's called hyperscale facilities.
You have heard about AI. If you have a need for AI, the hyperscaler is what's going to get you there.
On Tuesday, Peter Wallace, the city's director of information technology, explained that all data centers are not equal, dividing them into 4 categories: subsea cable landing sites, co-location facilities, traditional data centers, and hyperscale data centers. He says hyperscale facilities require a lot more power and water for cooling, using about 90,000 times as much electricity as the average household. Plus, they're larger than the other types of centers.
In my mind, those large data centers just don't fit.
Right now, data centers are categorized as a wholesale or warehouse establishment and can be next to a residential area. But if the council changes the code, the centers will be hit with restrictions for where they can be, how big they can be, and more.
So that way we don't get into these potential legal challenges where we know that our residents don't want it, the city council doesn't want it, but there's nothing to protect us in our policy against it.
Rouse said she'd like for the draft of the new code to be written yesterday. So this is something the council wants to move on ASAP. Brittany Miller, 13 News Now.
All right, thanks so much, Brittany. And there are 2 smaller scale data centers already in Virginia Beach. They're considered co-location facilities, and council members say they wouldn't consider allowing anything larger than that.